What's up, bro? Aloha Friday. Aloha Friday. How you, man? I know you too well, bro. I know you too well. A year ago, I'd be sweating bullets.
I'm doing
A
fine,
year
bro.
ago, I would be sweating bullets.
Doing okay, man. Doing fine.
Right.
Uh, this was a very, very nice day today. Just did some teaching today. Okay, there you go.
Hit
Shari,
that share button. Nice shirts. Nice shirts. Thank you, Laurel. This is kind of my
Shari.
yeah. This shirt. You know, a lot of my shirts I couldn't use. I can't, and because I had kind of gotten a little chubby. So it's nice that I can actually wear these shirts again that I haven't worn for so long. And this is one of my favorites. I like the color combination. It kind of matches my mood. It's like a frustrating color, like, "Ugh," that kind. But I'm not angry. I'm not mad. I'm not. It's just I
So
put it.
are you saying my color mood is like when coconut that fell off the tree and been on the ground for about 2 years. That's why it's this dark brown.
No, man. You get nice. Your wardrobe is nice, man. Your wardrobe is nice.
Well, I like to think. Well, you go to Ren Spooner, right?
Yep.
Corey
Yep.
Richards.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I like to thank the fine folks at because we're on that list. You know, the new prints come out. They send us a little notification. But the fine folks at Manu Haley on Oahu, thank you very much.
I think I have
Yep.
one of those. Maybe I think it's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's one, maybe two. But yeah, those are gorgeous shirts. Well made shirts, comfortable shirts. So yeah, I kind of like this one. It's kind of the I don't know what it
It
is.
looks nice,
Like,
your
actually,
shirt, huh?
I don't even know what it is, but it's kind of that mood, like the mood that Iolani Red Raider colors. Yeah, really. Don't let Patsy hear you sing that, man. She has a thing about Iolani, and I'll let her explain it later to you. But yeah, don't let her hear you say Iolani. Um, Rust brown color. Yeah, that's probably what it is. I don't know. It's just I like it. It's cool. I
Yeah.
dig it. But as we move on, we had a great show the other night
Oh
with
yeah.
Dr. Behrman and Dr. Capono. Very informative show, and giving us the straight facts about the vaccine and what's happening about opening up. And I saw someone on Maui wearing one of Charlie's shirts, so I had to look twice. Wow,
When
maybe it was
was this,
Charlie.
Sherry? When was this? Because I was on Maui about 17, 18 years ago. But
So we tracking all the news stories. You're hearing about, of course, we talked about Johnson and Johnson. I got my email today from the Department of Health saying, hey, you took the J&J and gave me all what to watch out for.
no, I think you're safe.
So,
In the clear, brother. That's what it looks
huh?
like. You're in the clear.
Two
You're in the
weeks,
clear.
2 weeks. So next week makes 2 weeks, I think. Yeah, absolutely no symptoms from my part. I'm feeling good. But that was one of the big talks of the town, and then of course with the news today this morning was so classic because for a while now we've been saying this whole thing with the vaccination passport that Charlie, we have been talking about this for a while that to get the logistics in place, to get the verification process in place, it's gonna be a while. And Lieutenant Governor said May 1st, May 1st, May 1st, blah blah blah. And now the morning news said, oh, it looks like it's gonna be pushed back. So and then you see Big Island, Charlie, and maybe I'm sure we got some Big Island friends on the show tonight watching. Your mayor all of a sudden is going, well, we're going to try to do our own passport vaccine passport program. In fact, if you come over, you got to take your test. Of course, a 3-day test. But if you come to Hawaii and you have had your vaccine and it's been 14 days since your last dose, you're not going to have to get tested. You're not going to have to get tested because it's safe here. That's what he said. It's safe here. And almost like listening to the lieutenant governor is almost the same. It's just different body saying the same stuff. But it was
But
interesting because
the only
once they
thing they're
started,
not going to accept, but you heard the only thing they're not going to accept, you're going to have to show your vaccine card.
Mhm.
But if it's written in color crayon, they're not going to accept it.
Yeah. But when the reporter was talking, and as the more and more he spoke, it was very clear that it was a cost issue, right? Because it was, he said it was $1 million a month to run the program. However, donors provided the funding, but that is gonna stop. So now the county got to pick up the tab. So now all of a sudden, when the county got to pay, we don't need them. We don't need them. Interesting, man. When you're looking at all the warnings, you saw the warning today, Charlie, from the World Health Organization saying that
Mhm.
the increases in cases, the highest it's ever been right now.
Yep.
This stuff is going wild throughout the world and throughout our country. And here we are in Hawaii saying, nah, man, it's cool. Let's try to see if we can open up. So I'm curious for our Big Island people that are watching. I mean, I'd be concerned. I'd be freaking concerned. So I'd be curious to hear about that from you all. Um, we are trying to get General Hara on next week, and hopefully he can shed some light on what's going to happen. I mean, it's really verifying the vaccination cards.
Well, here's an analogy to think about. The world is going crazy, right? So you have a serial killer all over the world decides to come and hide out in Hawaii. Don't you think we would go on an extensive manhunt if we had information that he or she is in our islands? That's the analogy I look at. I said, you on serial killer or what? You wouldn't let them be here. Well, some people say, Uncle Charlie, you're a little bit extreme, but I said, the virus kills. Whether it's by getting in your body, working on your system, or by somebody pulling the trigger, one out of two. Because why? Disease is disease, plain and simple. But again, that's the Big Island's call. And all I can say is, well, we've got our good friend Kiala Wolf on the Big Island. And she understands. She said it many times over. I guess all we can do is stay, you know, distance ourselves and just be careful. You know what's even funny? When they started to talk about the clusters, where the largest clusters is right now? Is on Maui. And you know where in Maui?
Where?
Is at that one particular church.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
After they told them, hey, knock it off. Well, I think it's over it's 90 plus now,
Yeah,
supposedly.
and it's going to continue. I mean, it's going to
Yeah.
continue. Obviously, this variant again. It has been determined that this variant is much more contagious. So we will see more cases, and it's unfortunate. I am seeing a lot of visitors here on Kauai. I am seeing a lot of them around. It's while the traffic is not all, a lot of our local people are going back to work, so that's clogging up the highways. But I saw a bunch of just during my normal driving today at work around during the day. I see a lot of visitors. And while I will tell you, it's probably about 50-50 of who's wearing masks and who's not. Um, I don't know. Obviously I cannot look at 3,000, 3,500 of them every day, but from what I see, it's about 50-50. I mean, 50-50 in the same group of people wearing and not wearing masks. I mean, that's kind of, so I know they know. When you see a group of visitors and some are wearing masks and some aren't, they know the requirement. Some just ignoring. Now, locals too. Not just, that's just my observation of the visitors, and the same applies to the locals as well.
You know what baffles me is the fact that that CDC report came out about the airlines, right? That they should keep the middle seat. You know, I'm just curious. whose idea was it to keep the middle seat open? And because if we know that the virus is aerosolized and it floats around, whether you sit in a middle seat or not, doesn't matter. In order for the thing not get to you, it cannot blow towards you. So whether you sit in a middle seat or not, it's occupied. What is it? But you by the window and the guy on the outside, he cough and the thing will come across the guy in the middle and the guy in the middle will intercept him so it doesn't allow it to get to you. No, I don't think it works that way. So, it's just left more questions than answers, put it that way.
Well, the reason they opened up the middle seats was um, the planes were empty. You know, it was back. You remember when they made the flights weren't full, so they could afford to open up the middle seat, the middle row, to make it appear that they were actually doing something that was beneficial. You know, once they take out the middle seats, the capacity of the flight drops, right? Obviously, you can when you got to go tell your shareholders, hey, you know, we're flying at 0.5% capacity because you count all the seats. Well, if you hem all the middle seats, your capacity of the flight shrinks. So it's a higher number of butts in seats percentage wise of available seats, and so that's a strategy that they used to satisfy number one the public. So the public was led to believe that it was going to be a safer flight, but we know that's not true. And then for the shareholders who their flight seat um, capacity would be reduced. Therefore, the percentage of not occupancy, but the percentage of passengers in seats would be higher because the overall number was lessened. So
You know,
it's a
it's the best.
marketing strategy. Marketing strategy.
You know those small battery operated handheld fans?
Mhm.
You glue two of them back to back, one facing away from you, one facing at you. Turn them on. The one facing away from you, blow all the air somewhere else. The one facing at you, if the thing come towards you, the thing blow them away from your face. How's that? How's that idea?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have a fun goodie. We're gonna learn tonight. I can tell you right now. We're gonna learn a little bit about hula. We're gonna learn about culture. We're gonna learn about all kinds of things. So, Charlie, as I
Yes.
bring in Lena Allah, you wanna go ahead and do an introduction there, bro?
Well, it is our pleasure here on the Mel and Charlie show to welcome to the stage one of the probably one of the world's greatest kumuhulas and really put Hawaii on the map. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, the beautiful kumuhula Lena Allah about Jardine. Welcome.
Goodness, aloha mai kako. That was a beautiful, beautiful introduction. Um, I appreciate that introduction, but there is so much in the hula world, so many more amazing kumuhula and men and women filled with much, much Ike Hawaii. And so, but mahalo. That was a beautiful, beautiful introduction. Aloha to both of you. So happy to see you folks. Mahalo for having me.
And before we go on, ladies and gentlemen, I have to pay a compliment to this beautiful person. She has gone and taken her life back. What you see now is someone that went on a mission to lose all that weight from before, and you look just splendid. So I'd like to congratulate you. You look
Thank
good.
you. Thank you. I feel wonderful. I feel absolutely wonderful. I'll share in July 2019, I was asked to perform at Hawaii Theater with Napalapalai. And while there, I realized I barely could breathe when I got off the stage. Like I was struggling to breathe. And it was just, I knew that it was time for me to take my life back and my health back. And so August 1st, 2019, I made a promise to myself to just eat healthier, exercise, make better choices. And then I lost my dear friend Kaulana Pakele, a couple months later. And that was another affirmation to me to just take care. COVID was a interesting time for all of us to take a better look at our lives, and that's what I did. And not only health wise, physically, but mentally and spiritually, and just took, did all that I could to improve. So I'm feeling great, which is awesome, physically, mentally, all that stuff. So mahalo, thank you for acknowledging that.
Perfect.
Real quick, guys, share, 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 share,
Love it
share.
how you do that.
All right.
This is one high tech show in our.
Oh, I
I
gotta tell
tell
you,
you.
this is amazing. This show, I think we've come a long way. We've come a long way.
Yeah, you have. And thank you folks so much. Mel and Charlie, amazing. Like who would have thought, that this would become a big part of our Lahui, of our community. People tune in to be educated from you folks and to discuss important issues in our community. So mahalo for your time. I know it's not always easy. Yeah, the feedback and stuff, but it's it's much appreciated.
Well, I can tell you two people that didn't think that it was gonna last this long. Is right there, Charlie and Mel. We just did not know. We kind of started because it was fun, and then it was education, informative, and praise God, He letting us continue to spread the word, and we
Yes.
got amazing partners in this, especially with the mayor and his administration, and with the Department of Health. Um, I remember in the beginning, we just trying to get people to come on our show was rough, and Charlie and I spent a lot of time talking to each other,
Mhm.
and now we have, we are a vehicle for organizations and agencies to use to get the word out, and that's flattering, and we appreciate that. So, thank you. Like yourself coming on tonight, I want to thank Charlie and Steph for uh,
Yes.
suggesting that you come on. I don't know. I wish I had thought of it first, but I didn't. It was Charlie and Steph. So, first of all, it's halau kale moki hana o lena ala. That is, I get flashbacks when I hear that
Oh,
halau name because
remember that. Remember that, Mel, your
how can I
hula.
forget? How can I forget? I was traumatized, but at least I can say I did it once in my life. Once.
Yeah. You did great. You all did awesome. Like people always ask us, how did you folks get them to do that? And my thing is you don't know until you ask. And so I thought, it went well. Oh my gosh. It was the crowd was screaming, it was incredible.
Of
So
course
that's
they
the
were
spirit.
screaming.
No, because you guys were good. You guys were good, like, natural hula dancers. You know what I mean? It's never too late, Mel, to register for halal and get going.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time hear you. I don't know why.
No, she said it's like quarantine. The National Guard will check up on you. That's what she said. So register. Register.
So Lenala,
Yes.
take us through the journey. Take us through the journey. And not to mention, Lenala is also one of our police commissioners here on Kauai. Congratulations and thank you for your service. But as far as the halal, okay, Charlie said it. One of the best kumu in the state and in the world, really. And you put Kauai on the map. You take these young men and women and older ones too, and you get them to perform at the best. Takes a lot of practice, a lot of training, and all of that. And then, bam, COVID hits. Cannot cannot hang out no more. What happened? Take us on the journey, Lena Allah.
I prior to this, if you told me that I was going to teach hula via a computer, I would have said, there's no way. There is no way that I'm going to teach hula via an electronic device. And that's what we had to do. That's what we had to do. Like everyone else, right? COVID put us in uncharted waters, so for even me as a mom and as a kumu, how could I had to keep my family, make them feel safe, but my ohana, my hula ohana too. So I think that hula played a really awesome part for our kids, especially, that they were able to tune in with this Zoom. I'm not good with technology, but I had to learn, and we were able to keep up our classes via Zoom. And you know what blew my mind is when we finally came back months later, the kids didn't miss a step. everybody was so ono and yearning to be in each other's presence. But so I was a little bit worried. I was like, oh no, we're all going to be moving right and some's going to be moving left. And no, it was incredible. Our keiki especially are so good with technology, you know. Now the step now is moving out of that, right? Because my kumu didn't give me this gift, you know, or this kuleana to teach hula, to continue doing it through um, the computer. So now we're back in person. Classes are very small. So I teach every day pretty much of the week. And that's how we have to do it. Everyone wear masks. We don't hold hands as we used to when we pray. Pule prayer is such a big part of our halal, and we can't, you know, hold each other's hand. We clean before, after classes, temperature, all that stuff is done. And you know, in our prayer we ask for Keakua's protection over us, and the county has been amazing. You know, I can just pick up the phone, Mel, you too, you know, like I pick up the phone at, you know, if there's cases, and at any time I feel like we have to go back to Zoom, I'm willing to do that, because it's just keeping my students and our island safe. You know, that's the key thing. And so it has been different, obviously, but I'm so proud of my students. I'm proud of all, you know, everyone who's had to change the way they learn, whether it be in a halal or in our school system. You know, my son is online and it just baffles me. I hear him doing, you know, jumping jacks and things, PE, you know, here in the house on the computer. So we've made it work, and that is the resilience of our people. Like, I just think it's amazing how we've made this work. And that's why I came, you know, I thought about this concert, if I could talk about it a little bit. Faith, hope, and love, right? Faith, we gotta, you know, it's like, I'm sure you folks feel it. People are getting frustrated. They want this to open. Some don't want it to open. Like, there's so many different feelings, and that's what makes us so special, is that everybody don't see things the same way. But you know, we got to hold on to our faith. Whoever is that person or higher power that you believe in, hold on to that faith that we're going to make it through this, right? The canoe, the va'a, is going to make it through this storm, if you want to call it that. And then hope, we got to have hope that, you know, we obviously we got to hold on to hope that we're going to make it through. And then love is the key, right? Continue to respect each other, continue to help one another. Yesterday I participated in the Hawaii Food Bank distribution. That is just incredible. The lives that these food banks touch is incredible, and how they're driving off so happy, you know, knowing that they've got some food to cover them. You know, but that goes back to why I came up with this, was that I wanted to, you know, I think it's time that we need something like some kind of outing for our people, but a safe event. So we're going to give this a shot on the 24th at Vidina Stadium, and we have a wonderful plan in place. And it's like the good old days, like when I wasn't, you know, never have this when I was born, but when you would drive up and watch the movies, right? You know, so you're going to stay by your car. You don't have to stay in your car, but you have to stay in your parking stall. So if you want to bring chairs, you can put it out in front and, you know, watch from there. But it's really keeping the cars is every other stall. You can't, you know, go into the stall in between you and the next car. It's just keeping everyone separated and safe from each other while enjoying Kuana and Josh Tatofi. I think Hawaii needs something, and it is our intention to make it super safe, so that future, you know, like organizations and stuff, this might be an example to them to do things moving forward that is safe. That I think we're going to have to, you know, have activities like this for a while more. So I think it's going to work.
And that is going to be on April
24th.
Saturday, April 24th at Vidina Stadium. And a big shout out to our county, right? They're so amazing, super, super strict. And I say strict because they wanted to make sure that what we're doing is is safe for our people. And we've got a great plan put together, and it's going to be, just wonderful.
Josh Totofi, who else is going to be there?
Kuana Torres Kahele.
Awesome. And what time is the concert?
The concert, well, we're going to allow people to come in parking at 5:30, and then the concert's going to start at 7. So about 7 to 9:30 at the latest, and then everybody will head out and head home.
And how can people get tickets if you still have them available?
Oh, we have only about a dozen tickets left, and they can text me at 639-9033.
Only a dozen left?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that, our viewers, I mean, here you go, guys. April 20th, that's my dad's birthday, son of a gun. I wish he was here. He's in Seattle.
Wow.
April 24th, 5:30 doors open or gates open, 7 o'clock. Josh Totofi and company, Vidina Stadium, 639-9033. Get about a dozen left, guys.
Yeah.
Hurry the
And
hell up.
also want to share that a lot of people, who already purchased tickets, we're not going to do any food booths because just for safety reasons, we don't want people walking around. We have restrooms, porta potties, but that's really only where they should be going. To the porta potty, we have cleaning crews that's cleaning between every use. We have a volunteer check-in station for all our volunteers, temperature check, all that stuff. And then we're also handing out information about COVID as well. When people drive in, different resources that they can utilize for information and updates on different rules that is going on throughout our state and all that good stuff. So kind of education. But what we've been encouraging people to do is bring food with them, Mel. So we're telling them, if you're coming from the West Side, stop Boo Shop, stop Wrangler, stop Ishihara, stop Omoide, wherever. Pick up your dinner, bring it with you, bring your receipt with your name and number on the back. And we have like over 50 prizes. The Stephanie, Charlie, has been such a blessing to us. We have so many overwhelming support from the community because she goes and spreads this, such good news about this event. And so we have tons of prizes, over 50 prizes, hotel stays, you name it, we have it. And so we're going to be giving those away to encourage people to bring their food with them. And it's an Opala free event too. So whatever rubbish you bring, you take it home with you. So we don't have no one walking around.
Now, are you encouraging people to bring maybe a canned good with them so you folks can give to the food bank as well?
Right. So the Hawaii Food Bank actually requested something a little different. They requested bags of rice. And so we're encouraging people to, well, it's part of admission. In addition to your ticket, you bring a 15 to 20 pound bag of rice. Yeah.
How much are the tickets, Leonala?
Well, the general tickets are $50. Those are the ones that are left. So it's $50 per vehicle. So if your car holds 5 people, that's a pretty good deal, right? $10 a person for an event. And we'll have screens up. We're working hard to put together something super fun and safe.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
April 24th. Jeez.
Well, I think the entertainment alone, Mel.
Oh, yeah.
Entertainment alone. But I did want to share that I got the poster here. It says Halao Kale Mokihana o Lenaala presents E Kolu Mea Nui. Yeah, concert of faith, hope, and love. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what we all need right now. Is because we've been, as you know, you and I have been doing this for over a year, but can't imagine just some of the people that were so used to always, getting out into the general public but just staying hunkered down. And this, when Stephanie told me about this, the first thing that came to mind is, how do we keep the people segregated? How do we keep them in their little pods? Because we keep on promoting safety, right, Mel? Everything is safety, safety, safety. Well, you heard her. They got it all figured out. Now, will you have a crew walking around and doing friendly reminders? Excuse me, you got to stay, unless you're going to the bathroom. Don't go to the bathroom and then go hallway or every place else. You go right back to your car, correct?
Right, correct. So in every lane of parking, we have two of my Haumana assigned to every lane. So, you know, people watching might be like, "Oh my gosh, we're gonna be, stuck." You kind of are. It's just we want you to stay by your vehicle. If you have to use the restroom, we'll have other security walking around and making sure nobody's moseying around. They did something like this New Year's Eve, and it was really successful, right? I believe they're at Vidina Stadium. Addison, Bulasan, and the Rice Street Business Association did something, and it was very successful, and people were super, super respectful. So I believe the same is going to happen here. Everybody's going to be so happy to have an event where they can get out of their house and still be, safe distance from other people. So I think it's going to work out really, really well. And we just ask people to come and enjoy, and again, bring their food from outside, and they could win a prize. And I look, we our halau, I've always said, right, we don't just live in our community, we live for our community. So how do we help others, right, not just ourselves? And so the Hawaii Food Bank, teaming up with them for this is super special. And then of course supporting all the local restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming drug and alcohol free, I would guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't have the permission, or we haven't been told, Mel, that we have to inspect cars, because that would be a whole different.
Oh, yeah.
But our people are good, and they're gonna come for a good time, and I'm sure be respectful of that. It's held on a county property as well.
Yeah, and I think it's just, it's because people have been cooped up for so long. I just want to make sure people understand
Yes.
that this is not a rager. This is
No,
not,
no,
this
no,
is
no,
a
no.
love concert. This is the first concert in a long time that you can go. So just respect people, just
Yeah.
respect. We do have a viewer that wants to donate for one ticket. She wants to know if we want to raffle the ticket. Oh gosh, I tell you what. Again, Marie, thank you so much for your generosity. Why don't you go ahead and text Lena Ala at 63990.
Mahalo.
I, I'm positive that Lena Ala will get that ticket in someone that is deserving and that will appreciate that. So thank you so much, Marie. That's so sweet.
Mahalo, Marie. Thank you.
We have the most generous viewers, and that I tell you, I cannot say enough about our viewers, that our ohana that has been created since the pandemic, and they've helped many causes since we started, and so that's just one example. Thank you, Marie. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Mahalo. Thank you. And one more thing, our MC is Kauai girl Ashley Nagaoka.
Oh, awesome, awesome.
Yeah, yeah, from Hawaii News Now. So she'll be flying home, and she's excited. So we'll be teaming up and emceeing, and from the stage, we have the county stage. So I have a good, view of everyone, making sure everyone's, in their places. And so, yeah, I'm happy to welcome her back home to Kauai. We were trying to get Keahi Tucker as well, the two of them, but they both can't leave at the same time. So, yeah.
And Charlie and I will be, you won't see us, but on the top, very top of the light posts at the stadium, we'll be on top.
You sure Josh is looking for a hula dancer? You sure you don't want to come dance, Mel?
Again, I'm having a hard time hearing you. I'm not sure
Yeah,
why.
yeah.
Well, I did want to mention, if I could, thank the sponsors. You have many sponsors that I see here, and I'm sorry, Stephanie printed out this flyer for me, but the printing was so small, I was having a hard time, so I pulled it up on my phone, and it's on your website.
Yes.
Sponsors are the County of Kauai, the Rice Street Business Association, Kauai Island Utility Cooperative, Unlimited Construction, Grove Farm.
Mm-hmm.
I see we have Hawaii Food Bank, Kekaha Agricultural Association, Iba'an Table and Tent Rentals.
Yes.
And then also, I'm just going to read off the names on the bottom of the flyer as well. You have Vala'au, Dicky Chang,
Uh-huh.
You got Dr. Addison Pulasan, Billy D. Costa, Kipukai Kuli, Bernard Cavallo, D. Morikawa, James Kunani Tokioka, and Senate President Ron Kochi.
And I'm not sure if
Uh,
you said Gay and Robinson. We may have,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I miss Gain Robinson, GNR, Gain
Yeah.
Robinson.
So look at that. Like, I'm so humbled and so honored that these people have joined us in this venture, to lift the spirits of our island, of our people. And so this is just amazing. This is unprecedented as far as for us, the halal. We're so grateful year after year. Our community supports us so much. But this is a wonderful, wonderful way, for all of these great businesses and our, I don't like to call them politicians. I call them the voice of our people, the voices of our people, to support something. It's time. Yeah, it's time we start doing things, but in a safe way. So yeah, mahalo to our sponsors. Absolutely.
All right. We'll come back to the concert before you leave. But Mary Monarch, what's going on? How was that? I mean, of course, Patsy loves the Mary Monarch. She watches it every night, and I watch when I can. But I think a lot of people was devastated when they found out that it wasn't going to happen last year. All those poor dancers, musicians, the Kumu, all of you that had worked so hard, and then all of a sudden, boom, no more Mary Monarch. And this year, I understand there will be a Mary Monarch, but no audience. How,
Correct.
take us through that journey. How do you tell your dancers, your halal, that they canceled the Mary Monarch first time?
We were ready to go, like literally costumes, everything. We were ready to go, and it was devastating. I mean, the journey to Mary Monarch, to Keiki Hula, to anything like that is so special, right? The bond that is made between the participating Olapa, students. It's so special, and you build as the journey goes, and then you're waiting for that day that you can go on the stage and share your journey. And it's not all about competition. It's not, the stage is grand, it's amazing, but it's being able to share the what you've learned throughout the months, right, in training. And that was like, you know took the breath out of us, like what we could, and again, I had to be strong for my students. And I tell them, we give it up to Keakua. If Auntie Luana, the director, says we can't do it, obviously she's following the guidelines from the state. And they had to call it off, first time in history, which was. And then we didn't know if it was going to happen this year. We were kind of waiting and waiting. And Auntie Luana has organized an amazing team, you guys. Like, she's super strict and she's not apologetic about it. And I love that about her. She's sticking to her guns, because she tells us, I will not let Mary Monarch be scarred with a memory that somebody got sick at Mary Monarch. So we have to test, we have to be in bubbles. There's no audience, no musicians, no live music, Charlie, no live music, all pre-recorded, all pre-recorded. And, even that, that's a big difference, because in hula, we love live music, but we got to do what we got to do just this one time. And so I just applaud Auntie Luana and the Mary Monarch team, because they're not budging. They're very, very strict and super supportive. They just want everybody to enjoy Mary Monarch, who's participating, and come home safe. That's the key. So I don't believe there's going to be any craft fairs, anything like that. But it's going to be beautiful. They're going to make it amazing, right? They're going to do all the filming throughout the week, throughout the day as well, and then they're going to play it a week later. So we won't even see other halal, to my understanding. When we're done with our performance, we leave. They totally disinfect the stage and do all kinds of stuff, and then the next group comes in. So
Um,
Yeah.
Well, that's what you call responsibility. They're owning it. They're
Yeah.
owning it. Want to make sure that we do want to display the culture the best way possible, but with this pandemic, we also want to display it in the safest way possible.
Correct.
So I think that's commendable. I know it's a little difficult. I know it's a little difficult. But let me ask you another thing with regards to like you haven't been able to fundraise like you normally would, getting everybody ready for Mary Monarch.
Right.
If somebody wanted to donate, where can they send their donation to help offset some of the cost to send the girls and your halal over to the Big Island?
Thank you. Thank you. We are a nonprofit, which is really nice, and we appreciate any kokua out there. So they could send the donation to our halal at PO Box 61, Kala Hill 96741, and Kalei Mokihana Olena Ala. And we appreciate all the help out there, but and also this go around more than ever, we want prayers, right? We need prayers of protection upon us. So we are excited. The group is smaller. I'm bringing men for the first time, so I have 9 kane, and then I cut down my wahine group to a smaller group, because if one person gets test positive, we're gone. So the idea is to bring a smaller group. I think is safer, and so I'm bringing 10 of my veterans back for the wahine, and that was tough in itself, telling about 10 other girls that they weren't going to go this year. And but their hula journey is not only Mary Monarch, and so they'll have other opportunities in the future, and they all totally understood, which was really, really nice. But yeah, we're excited. It had, Hawaiian Airlines has been great to us, the best deal ever in flying to Hilo, which is nice. That's a huge part of our expense. Another part of our expense are meals in Hilo. So we have to bubble. We can't leave. So a lot of our meals will be purchased from local Hilo establishments, restaurants, and then they can drop it off to us, leave it, and then we have to go outside and get it, kind of deal. So that's going to be our largest cost. Normally we take a cook with us, right, to cook all our food, and you can imagine now we're purchasing our meals from the outside. So
Mhm.
that we got to do it. But luckily we have our costumes, and I'm honoring my kumu Ray and his kumu Uncle George Naope, and I didn't want to change. Some halal decided to change their hula from what they were doing last year when it was canceled to this year, but I decided we're going to stick with what we're doing, because my kumu really gave me a beautiful foundation, and so I want to honor him this year and his legacy before him. Yeah.
Okay.
What's the address again, Lena Allah?
PO Box 61, Kala Hill 96741. And mahalo to everyone.
High-tech teleprompter here.
You're so awesome.
Guys,
That
listen up. That's the number. If you're gonna write one thing down, write that number. You can text Lena Allah directly. She's gonna regret putting this number up on the Mel and Charlie show, but you can get bombarded. Hello, Kale Mokihana Olena Allah, PO Box 61, Kalaheo, Hawaii 96741. Just write that down if you can. Screenshot. Do what you got to do. That is, I am impressed with the kuleana that the Mary Monarch organization has taken and being safe. I thought that was, I wish everyone had takes that kind of responsibility, because the way you said it, I can't remember, how did you say it? Imagine if someone had gotten sick.
Yeah, Auntie Luana, that was, in a personal conversation I had with her. She said, I don't want Mary Monarch to, 2021 to be remembered. Oh, that's the year that this Kumuhula got COVID, or whatever, right? That's not what Mary Monarch is about. It's a place where we go to celebrate our culture, celebrate, it's not a place that we nothing else should be attached to the Merry Monarch Festival but the perpetuation of the hula and our mele and all that good stuff. So I love her dearly. And some people, they're like, oh, so strict, but we're good with, and we're used to it. We're from Kauai, right? We're from Kauai. We're used to it. So we bubble. And another thing for us, I put my haumana on kapu, which is like, a period of time that they can't go out, they can't, drink, they can't do a whole bunch of, cultural significant things that we prohibit them from doing, so that when they take the stage, they're like cleansed, they're makakau, and they can absolutely manifest and focus on their hula that they're going to share. So we do this every year anyway. You know what I mean? Like, we don't go out and about, a month prior. We're very careful, very much like rooted into what our journey is coming up. So for us, it's not that different.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
Well,
mind sharing the protocol of how it's going to work out for the girls and for you folks? Will it be testing every day? Will it be testing? I mean, is there anything identified yet as far as how you guys how Mayor Monarch is going to ensure the? Because I heard you say if one person tests positive, you're done.
So we test before we go. I believe, last I know, we tested there upon arrival as well. And then we test 4 days out. And that's the one, Mel. Like, that's the one that I'm going to be squeezing, because once you clear that one, you're good to go, you know? Um, and I'm so blessed. I have 3 doctors that dance for me. So they've been kind of guiding us too, like, Kumu, don't worry, but this is what we're going to do. Just keep everybody safe, keep them from going out and all that good stuff. So we're going to basically bubble before we even leave. Does that make sense? We're going to keep ourselves together before we even leave, so that we don't, as best as we can, because some of my students are moms and dads, and but we're going to do our best to give us a head start to arrive in Hilo good to go. And then
Well,
we have a vacation house, we're on our own, no one's by us, we can't leave the property. So I think we're going to be okay. Yeah.
there are 2 places that I would have concerns about, and that is, one, on the airplane, and
Yes.
2 is when you're standing in line to leave the airport.
Mhm.
And all I can say is, if everybody just keep their hands to themselves and don't touch anything and leave that mask on, you should be okay. Because sometimes, we wonder how people get infected and they
Yeah.
follow all the protocols. And a
Mhm.
lot of times it's from that, even when they're unmasking themselves, they should disinfect, unmask,
Yeah.
disinfect again. So always put that disinfecting process in between every step. That's
Right.
probably the best way, but that's going to be the 2 key areas.
The
Um, and I wanted to, Mel, if I could, if I can share the screen,
Go
I
ahead.
wanted, I wanted to show this. Okay, and there's the poster, ladies and gentlemen, for Halal Kale Mokihana Olena Ala presents for the 24th. Okay, this is the 24th, next week, Saturday. E Kolumea Nui, a concert of faith, hope, and love, Park and Enjoy, featuring Nahoku Hanohano Award winners Josh Totofi and Kuana Torres Kahele. And you can see parking starts at 5:30, concert at 7. And look at that. You said the tickets were sold out. It's right there on your poster. Sold out, sold out. And if you can, please, everybody in attendance, if you got your spot reserved already and you be there, please bring a 15 to 20-pound bag of rice per vehicle. And that will be given to the fine people, the Hawaii Food Bank.
Mhm.
And so again, for more information, just call 808-639-9033. And again, thank you to all the wonderful sponsors for making this uh, happen. And I know it will be a success. I know it will be a success.
Thank you. Thank you. We believe that too. We believe that. And I look forward to looking out in the crowd and seeing everybody smile and just enjoying. The music is incredible with Josh and Kuana. So that's going to be amazing.
That's good. That's
And,
good.
people have been asking, hold on, my son making noise over here. People have been asking, will there be hula? So this is not like our ho'ike. You know how our ho'ike, our ho'ike means to display, to show off, to share. And this is not like that, because we have about, each class in the halal is 50 to 70 students. Obviously, that's why I have to teach every day, because I have to break that up. But if I were to call keiki class, come in that, oh no, there's no way I can bring that group together in one area to dance. So what we're doing is that wherever they're at, so if they're with their ohana by their car, they just stand up and they hula for their family right there. That's it. That's what we're going to do. We're not doing any special big group performances, because it's just not going to work. Not I made that decision. We're not going to bring a big group of dancers up to the stage, and I think you guys agree with me that wouldn't be very smart. So I think it'll be intimate, where my mokihana, my hamana are at. They will get up and dance for their ohana or whoever they came with.
Unbelievable.
I know there may be a
People
lot
will
of
be able
people.
to see, but
There may be a lot of people, Leonala, that has never seen your halal perform. And I'm just going to share real quick. This is from 2000. Oh, hang on. I think I forgot something. We got to share the sound. All right, here we go. This is just, I'm just going to show real quick. Just so that you guys can see perfection. Big ass thing. I know Leonardo is probably looking at this and all the critical, and we're watching it and saying, that is good.
so this song was about Coco Palm.
About Coco Palms.
This was about Coco Palm Hotel. The composer talks about how welcomed that they felt when they came there to Coco Palms. So I found this one. This is a old song, not shared very often, but we had fun with this. Yeah.
Well, if you look
We
really,
wore
really back
the
row, that's me and Charlie in the back row dancing.
no. But we wore the papale new with the coconut, right? Because the coconut trees there.
And this is Keiki Hula, right?
These are our kiki, yes.
Phenomenal job. I just wanted to give the people an opportunity to see what you do and what your halal does. And I remember that was the Keiki Hula. It's just amazing when we watch you all at the Merry Monarch and at different events around Kauai as you folks perform. Flawless is what comes to mind. Flawless. It's like perfection, and I know it's just so much work and effort that just so proud of you guys. So proud of you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's what our culture deserves, and my kumu passed away a couple years ago, and when he passed away at his services, that's what I told everyone there, that I was going to do my best to perpetuate the hula at such a high level, of excellence like he did. So I try. I'm learning. We're always learning. I love it. We're 25 years. We celebrate this year, October. So we have our big ho'ike in October. We're not sure how we're going to make that happen just yet, but stay tuned for that announcement. But we'll be celebrating 25 years of our halal, and we're building We're
Congratulations.
building our halal, our first actual place to practice because we practiced at Kalahil School for so many years.
Wow,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
that, that's so amazing. I did want to share because throughout this pandemic and now that hotels are opening back up, musicians are now starting to go back to work. And I got approached and I says, "Oh, Uncle Charlie, what about Vailoa? You in Vailoa?" And I think I'm still. I mean, I'm much better now. Because when you go through that grieving process, you lose a brother because of COVID. You
Mhm.
tell yourself, what is there? And I'm just so proud of John and the boys. They're continuing on.
Mhm.
But I said, I think Uncle is just gonna take a back seat for a little while because just stay safe until we know that it's all clear. And the coast is clear. And right now, that's part of our show. We talk about we want it to be clear, but yet there's so many mixed messages from our state administrators, the experts. There seem to be far apart. I don't care what anybody says. It's quite evident that yes, you get vaccinated, you can, and I don't know why they use the term you can relax a little. You shouldn't because you give people the wrong impression.
Mhm.
Then you got those that say, hey, I'm vaccinated, I'm good to go. And then you read all these reports 200, 300 people getting infected after they're vaccinated. So one of the things I promised Stephanie, I said, we can do our part. We go and support people like yourself and your halal and the food drives and support local. Like Mel goes around, he does a
Mhm.
live feed from somebody's shop because we're not out of the woods yet. We're not out of the woods yet.
Right.
But I think you are to be commended because your kumu will be very proud of you to continue the tradition and to perpetuate and keep it going. And I think for the younger ones, they need to understand what that means. And sometimes you make sacrifices, but at the end, you hope and pray everything turns out for the best, and you just keep on, bringing out your culture. I wish I could speak Hawaiian. Went to Kamehameha being Hawaiian. I cannot speak Hawaiian, but my grandkids, they went through the Hawaiian school and they speak fluently. So I'm proud they take after their grandma.
Awesome. Yeah, our language is so important, and I mean whatever we can do to perpetuate, we have a really really special culture here in Hawaii. And COVID, for me, the many Hawaiian values we have, aloha being one of them, having patience as well, that, throughout this process, right? It's hula and just our culture in itself, people helping each other really, I believe, got us through this. And we're not out of the woods, like you said, yet. But I wanted to share a real quick story. So Josh Tatofi's manager is this wonderful gentleman by the name of Aaron Mikami. He's a assistant coach for St. Louis football, and he's several entertainers or recording artist manager. So I was on Oahu in December. Unfortunately, one of my students, the husband passed away, and so I was there on island. And as I was coming out of my hotel lobby, he he pulled up. This Aaron Mikami pulled up, got out of his car, and he's like, "Hey, kumulena ala," and he came, to aloha me. And that was like my first time off island. I was nervous, and I said, "Air hugs from far away, air hugs," right? He called, well, not he called me later, but maybe a week after that, headline all through the TV. You guys maybe remember this. Aaron Mikami, the whole state praying for him. He was fighting for his life with COVID. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank goodness, I didn't aloha him with a hug, right? He called me. He survived, and he called me and said, Kumulena ala, that was the best decision you made, because it was that afternoon, that same day, he found out he was exposed. The very next day, he was positive, told he was positive, and 3 days later they found him passed out in the shower. And he barely, I mean, the doctor said how he survived is a miracle.
Wow.
So The best decision, he said, I probably ever made was giving him an air hug because we got to
Yeah.
be careful. And it's hard with our culture because we like koni, we like aloha, but it's it's scary,
We
it's
don't
so
like
hard
dying.
to make that,
We don't
huh?
like getting sick. I said we don't like dying. We don't like
Right,
get sick. So
right.
you gotta
You
gotta
give them
gotta
that big aloha air hugs.
gotta respect the virus because this Aaron is a good example of that. A couple of things. Mary Monarch has a website, guys. If you guys want to go check it out, buy some shirts
Yes.
and goodies. This is our opportunity to support a tradition here that lost a year and is going to lose a second year because of the lack of the audience, but the event will go on. So please, if you have a chance, go to the Mary Monarch website, buy a shirt, whatever they're selling. And
Yeah, last year, Mel, they have tons of merchandise from last year because remember,
oh,
they
yeah,
ordered thousands and then it was canceled, right?
yeah.
So I would, we have, but if I were people, please go on marymonarchfestival.com and purchase an item from not only this year, but last year's, because that's going to be a collector's item. That's the year Mary Monarch was canceled, the one and hopefully only ever.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
Hey, I got a real quick question. And so Mary Monarch will go on. It's going to air a week later. Will you all know who wins before it
No,
airs?
we will find out when you find out.
Okay. I was kind of concerned because Portuguese kind of hard to
Oh,
keep the secret.
keep secret. I know. No, no,
So
no. Only Auntie Luana will probably know, and then of course the production team from the TV. So that's our understanding. Is they announce it the week later, and so you find out when I find out, and we will be here. We're trying to figure out how we're gonna do that. We want to do a viewing party together, but we also want to be with our families. So I can't do all my students and their families. So we're gonna try and figure something out where we can maybe have a Zoom viewing party.
Yep.
Gotta make it work. Gotta make, if there is a will, there's a way. We gotta make it
guys,
work.
this is how you can help our local Kumu, Lena Ala, 639-9033. Text her. She still has tickets for the April 24th Joshua Tofi concert. Also, if you want to make a donation, PO Box 61, Kalaheo 96741. That number is the key. Text that number if you have any questions or if you want to help in any way. Please do that. We coming to the end of the hour. This is again, we thing went by we're really really quick. Normally, our good feel good Fridays, our guests come on for 15 minutes, and um, because you and Charlie get the Portuguese blood, we're here an hour later. Um, I've watched the Mary Monarch. I've watched the segments, and of course, as personal friends, I've heard you talk to people as well, to myself. But if you could take a minute or two and just dig deep into your soul and share a message to all of our viewers, and just imagine that you had an opportunity to talk to every single person in our state or in this country using your vast knowledge of our culture and our kupuna, what would you tell? And we don't prep our guests. You guys all know that already. We don't script this out. And I hate to put you on the spot, but you do this so well. What would be the message as we fighting our way through this pandemic?
Mel and Charlie, as I sit here, my Kane Mary Monarch group just started practice outside. And so the echo of their ipuheke inspires me even more. I mean, everything happens for a reason. It's no coincidence that you just asked me to speak about, what is up ahead for us at Mary Monarch. But how I explain or what I do with my haumana is, especially, I tell them we got to take Kauai to Hilo. We got to take our people to Hilo. And then we got to take everybody in Hilo and watching on TV to Kauai. Right. So that's our goal is, and people say that, oh, Lena Ala, when you guys walk out, we can feel that Kauai aloha. And it is a real thing. It is a real thing. We go with humble hearts. We go very prideful though, as well, to call this Aina our home. And Kauai, we've been through so much. Yeah, we've been through so many different things, disasters, hurricanes. But the Pilina, the relationship in our community is incredible. And the support that we get year after year after year from our people is just so beautiful, really, really beautiful. And so when we go to Hilo, that's one of the things, we really take all of you, our Kauai and Niihau people, with us in our hearts. We know that everyone's with us, and as we share. This year we dance about Taupu, which is, one of the most glorious mountains here on the south side of our island. So beautiful. And so it is our intention to manifest that and bring everyone who watches that. At that time, we're dancing to 9 judges this year. Normally it's 7, right? But this year it's 9, because in the event a judge gets ill, they have two backup judges. But what my thing is, our goal is to pick them up and bring them to Kauai. And then a week later, when everybody watches, even our people here to say, yes, that's Haupu, that's the glorious mountain that we drive past every day going into work or going to Lihue. But it is a incredible, incredible experience. And one thing COVID has taught us is never to take anything for granted, right? Never to take anything for granted, including Mary Monarch. Hula is such a huge, huge part of my life. And you know, it's not a choice for me. I wake up, I love seeing my students, grow in the hula and learn so much. I'm so proud. My husband, this is full circle. My husband is coaching a sport, and one of his athletes now was a former hula dancer, and he said, "Man, that kid get heart." And I have to believe that is from hula. He went hard worker, he respect. Yes, coach. Yes, coach. The things that we take away from hula is so special. The relationships, the pilina between the hula brothers and sisters, and just so special. We can never ever take that for granted. And the foundation, we call it the kahua, that is laid for our children, really can set them up for great, great things. Yeah. So we're going to Hilo, and I'm just humbled that we're finally going, and it's coming, it's approaching soon. And I can hear my Kane chanting out there, and it's so special. And I hope they touch everybody's heart, our ladies as well. And again, we ask for everybody's prayers and protection upon us as we venture to Hilo, my second home. And we're excited. And thank you folks so much. Thank you so much, Mel and Charlie, for your support as well. Mel, the other day someone reposted us arriving at the airport a couple years ago. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I cried and I cried because watching it, because we're greeted every year at the airport, and it's so nice to come home and be greeted. This year we can't do that. We can't do that, but we know that everyone will be cheering us on. So super excited, super humbled. We're grateful for this honor to represent our island.
Awesome. I'm so glad you got.
I hope that's. I'm sorry, I talk all over the place, but it's the hula is real. The hula is definitely life. We, hula as a Olapa, we're an extension of this beautiful aina and place we get to call home. So
Thank you for that. Thank you. So happy that you joined us tonight, Charlie.
mahalo for this honor.
Well,
No, no one nowhere. No one
And
nowhere.
mahalo to both of you. You guys are so awesome. So awesome. God bless. Stay safe.
well, I'd like to say, first of all, thank you so much to our wonderful guest tonight. And I really mean it. You're probably the world's greatest kumuhula. But I say that only because there's so much pride on Kauai. And being a Honolulu boy, when you get transplanted and you're accepted by the community here on Kauai, you phase into that community and you support that community any way you can. And I truly believe you're that special person. So I'd like to say thank you to you. I'd like to say thank you to all of our viewers out there. One thing that I've learned from COVID And she said what she learned from COVID, and my take on it, COVID has been that COVID has given me a greater sense of patience because I was a very impatient person before. But now, even my wife says, "Oh, you get plenty of patience now because we can't go anywhere and you can't rush things. And when you do rush things, that's when you get sick."
Yeah.
So with patience comes the understanding that things will be fine in the end. We
Yes.
just have to we just have to slow it down. We just have to slow down the gears instead of shifting through all 4 or 5 gears. Maybe we just got to ride a little bit longer on gears 1 and 2, and that's just how it has to be.
And have faith, hope, and love.
And that's and my ending on my portion here before I turn it over to Mel, and that is for those of you that got tickets, congratulations because the show is just about sold out.
Mhm.
But it's Halao Kale Mokihana o Lena Ala presents E Kolomea Nui with Na Hoku Hano Hano Award winners Josh Totope and Kuana Torres Kahele. And that's Saturday the 24th. Parking will start at 5:30. There will be some pretty uh, it may be strict, but if you go by the rules and you abide by the rules, it'll be a blessing for everyone because everyone will be able to see. And so just listen to the individuals that we will be working. And remember now, they're part of the halal too. So please be kind, but
Yeah.
enjoy the concert. Enjoy the concert. Mel?
Yeah, come on, man. I mean, just go enjoy the concert and follow the rules. I mean, some of those the security or the people watching will be students. So I mean, just go there, take the family. It's a wonderful night of family entertainment. I did want to say, Leonala, you said the hula is real, and one of the things we get to see at when we watch the Mary Monarch on TV and not live, and I don't know if they show it on the monitors there, but the little snippets that they have with all the different kumu who explains about the song that they're going to be dancing to, about the history of the mele, and that is where I think lay people like myself grows a deeper appreciation for hula and for our halaus. And I would encourage everyone, if you go to YouTube and just look up Lena Allah's name, there's a lot of videos on there of those snippets. If you want to learn about a mele or you want to learn about hula, go check it out. It's incredible and it's so educational and informative. So that's kind of what I wanted to say, people. I know for many of you on the show tonight, this is the first time you met Lena Allah. For some of us, we've known her all our lives. And we love this woman and we love what she's doing and what she's done. And appreciate you being here. So go check it out on YouTube. Other than that, I posted her number. If you want to help her out, help the halal and help out Kauai at the Mary Monarch, please do that. And she will appreciate it. We will appreciate it. Lenala, please stay safe. We love you. God bless.
Love you folks too. God
And
bless.
we will be in touch. We will be rooting you all away. I don't know if me and Charlie, I don't know how we can get that thing piped into a Facebook Live. Maybe we'll figure it
Oh,
out. We will
that would
figure
be
it out.
awesome.
But for our viewers, thank you for watching us. We'll be back on Monday night, 7 o'clock. Again, we're trying to get General Hara on this week or this next week, and we're hoping that can happen Monday. So with that, you guys all take care. God bless. We love you guys. Stay safe. Aloha.
Aloha.